Alright, here is your model, and here is your toolpath in Rotary, which is the way I would always suggest doing a simple ring like this. The problem being that you do not have any hollowing going on here, and that's because it was not selected in the operation. To make hollowing work, this is different from the Revo C compared to the Revo B. To make the hollowing work with the Revo C, let's turn off your toolpath. We need a ring rail, which we've gone in and created, and it is a Japan size 8 is closest. We also need supports, because when we hollow, we will hollow out to the ring rail, or to the ring itself, and then when we cut from the outside, we will cut down to it, and if you leave the ring just like this, it will break and fall off before it is finished, because the wax holding it onto the main piece will get too thin. So I always create supports that are about 3 millimeters long. Here they're just over 2.5 millimeters long, that's fine. And I group them so that I have all 8 of those together. Anything from 5 to 8 supports will work good. The supports must be on this lower side in the looking down view. Once we have that model arranged, we are now ready to go to the Revo C Builder. We take your model and put it in the model window. We come up and we hit User Supports. Click on our grouped supports and put them in here, and it will tell us that it does not recognize these supports. That's fine. We will come down here and tell it that we are doing it on a stick of wax and that we want to hollow it. Now, because the ring rail is so small, a standard wax is not going to work. What you can normally buy from Stuller or Rio Grande has a 5/8 inch hole in the end of it, almost 14 millimeters. That's too large. I have created a set of waxes that have a 13 millimeter hole in the end of it here in the waxes library, like this, and you can see they have a 12 millimeter inner diameter. That's just large enough to accept the hollowing cutter, and your customer is going to have to actually drill a piece of wax in a lathe with a 12 millimeter drill bit to create that hole. You do not want to try to use the 12 millimeter cutter, the disc cutter, as a drill bit. It won't hollow well at all. You'll break the cutter. So that's what you need to do. You actually have to take a solid piece of wax and drill a 12 millimeter hole in it. That will then accomplish or accommodate your ring. Then you go next, next, and we're ready to go. We don't need to do anything more than that. So I'll show you what the toolpath looks like. And here we have the finished results. Let's take a look at what we're really doing. Here's the hollowing step that you did not have in yours, and this will put a beautiful finished cut on the inside, and as you can see, it actually walks up the outside of the ring on both sides. Don't worry about the fact that it doesn't look centered. It is. It's compensating for the shape of the cutter. And then the outside path is going to drape down and over, and all the customer is going to have to do is use a little bit of sandpaper to flatten off both sides after they take the supports off. The reason that you're having problems is because the Z offset for the auto flip portion of the job is misset ever so slightly, and you're getting ticking or clipping on these areas right here where the cutter coming from the side can reach this diamond shape. And so you're getting a little bit of brushing, cutting there, and that's bad. That's why I do this in rotary only. You'll get a perfectly clean surface. It'll be the right size right from the go. I will send both this movie and the model to you so that you can pass this along to your customer.